Hi guys, it is week 31. It is our backwards themed week. So our attention and focus is backwards skills and backwards movements. So a fun way to vamp up our circuits is we're going to be rotating through them backwards. So starting in the same spot and then rotating this way through them. So starting here at circuit 1, station 1, they are going to do backwards front support pushes with their feet on a slider through our seaweed. It hasn't been decorated yet, but this will be our seaweed. So if they can do a full front support, hands in front, feet behind, and pushing all the way through, or they can do a tucked front support if that's easier, all the way through our little boxes. Then over here we have our eel. We're gonna say these little snakes are eels today, and they're gonna do backwards jumps off the boxes. So stand up on the box, face this way, jump and stick. Same thing on this one. Hold our eel above our head, jump and stick. And then on this one, they're gonna climb up at the very front of the box, walk backwards. We don't have an eel friend, we're just gonna do a backwards jump and stick. Then on this station, this is gonna be a back roll or a candlestick drill. So they're gonna sit right here on the edge of the cheese. They're gonna lay back. They're either gonna put their arms by their ears for a candlestick or their arms in back roll position, so flat or pizza hands or whatever you guys call them. They're gonna lift their legs to tap to the prop right here or touch the letters. That way they're simulating the rolling back of a back roll without actually doing the flip. Again, if I know I don't have a demonstrator this week, if you guys can't understand it or having a hard time, please come see me and I'll explain it a little better. Then over here, they're gonna climb into the donut. We have a little box just to support them up higher a little bit. They're gonna do that cross support, so one hand on each bar, holding that sort of front support, but this way, and we're just gonna do swings. So swinging our mermaid tail back and forth, trying to tap over here and over there. Obviously those are really big swings, so I don't think many of the kiddos are gonna be able to do that, but we'll probably put some props in there, that way they can try and hit them. But a good way to describe having your legs together and squeeze would be your mermaid tail. Over here, this is the same as last week where they're doing the spotted skin the cat on the roly-poly. So the roly-poly goes right underneath. They lay their back right on top, grab onto the rings, and pretty much just do a candlestick back roll right over. This will be your spotting station if your kids haven't been able to figure it out yet. If it's too much, because there is another station that may need spotting, then I would just do inverted pike. So lay on your back, lift your toes into inverted pike position. Then our last station is right over here in the middle, where you're just doing a spotted back roll to a front support position onto the mat. And that is it for circuit 1. All right, guys, we're at circuit 2. So now we're gonna start again in the same spot, but we're going backwards through the circuit. So over here, they're gonna face our half circle, and they're just doing backwards bear walks up our plank. Then over on our hot dog beam or our thicker beam, we're just doing backwards walks. If you want to challenge your kids, you can have them do it with their eyes closed or on their tippy toes, but just practicing backwards walks on a height. Over on our yellow beam, you have 2 options. You can either do bunny hops backwards all the way down or backwards bear walks again, maybe adding a kick. So backwards bear walk, kick your leg up on each step. Those are 2 variations you can do there. Then walking on this beam, we're gonna walk forwards. Once we get to a hoop, turn around, jump off backwards, stick our landing. Then finally for our last high beam, they're gonna walk forwards, but kick their leg behind them on the props. There's gonna be props on the beam, like fish or starfish or anything like, or mermaids. And as soon as they reach one, they kick their leg behind them. Finally, on our last station, it's another back roll station. So they're gonna lay on their back, heads going over here, hands touch the floor, and you sandwich them on the belly and their back to flip them for the back roll. And that is it for circuit 2. All right, guys, we're at circuit 3. So over in this area, we do have a bit of equipment, but they're gonna do really simple stuff. So starting over here on our stairs, we're just walking up them backwards and walking down them backwards. If that's a little too much, bear walk up, bear walk backwards down. And that is it there. On this station, we're standing on our Bosu, facing backwards, so facing the stairs. We're gonna do straight jump backwards off, and then long jumps through the hoops. Over here on the bar, they're gonna stand on the bar, face the stairs again, and just do a straight jump stick off. If you can get your kids to start doing squat-ons, that's a great thing to start doing, but obviously not every class will be able to do that. So if they can't, just have them climb up, stand on it, jump off. Over here, not really a backwards movement, we're just doing jump full turns or jump half turns. If your group does like doing handstands, you can have them do a handstand with their hands inside the 2 bridges and feet up on the wall. Over here, we just have a back roll station. This is spotted if they might need that help. If not, obviously focus on the trampoline. And then over here, we're doing backwards bear walks on the P-bars, walking down the cheese. And that is it for circuit 3. All right, guys, we're at circuit 4. We're still doing our circuits backwards. So over here, we have a stations style circuit. So you're gonna tell your kids when to switch stations. I would give your kids a maximum of 1 minute at each station. Another good idea to do with your group is make them do 1 turn at each station and then you tell them all to switch. That way they're not getting bored at each station. They're going multiple rounds through the whole circuit and they're continually moving on and working. So over here at our first station, it's a little difficult to explain, but their hands are gonna go on the bar and they're hopping their feet from side to side while walking their hands backwards. Again, I don't have a demonstrator, so if you don't understand this one, please come see me. But I kind of think of it doing backwards donkey kicks, hopping their feet side to side. Then over here, you're doing, the kiddo's gonna face the beams over here. They're gonna lay back into their candlestick and stand up, jump half turn. That's a little bit of a challenge for them. If they can't get the jump half turn part, I would do candlestick, stand up, jump, stick. Then over here, we are doing back rolls. If you need to spot it, this would be your spotting station. But again, if you don't have the time or the ability to spot a station, then maybe make it log rolls or something like that. Over here, we're standing on one edge of the donut, jumping backwards and sticking. Another good one would be backwards tuck jumps, backwards star jumps, or backwards jump, stick, half turn, or full turn, anything like that. And then over here, we're doing backwards long jumps on each color. Finally, at the crayon, they're just walking backwards. If you want to challenge them, make them do it with their eyes closed or tippy toes. And that is it for circuit 4.